What's up, world? This your boy Sporty Black checking in, man. Welcome to Dawg Talk podcast, where we talk exclusively Georgia Bulldog football. And now we all know Saturday we had our first game of the year against Austin Peay at home, Sanford Stadium. 92,000 people in the stands, to witness, the 2018 Georgia Bulldogs. And I ain't gonna lie. I like what I seen pretty much from the dogs, but we got to keep it real with ourselves. We pretty much played a high school team essentially because you can't really get a feel of your team without playing a quality opponent. But from what I seen, hey man, we look pretty good. What's up, Earl? I see you. But yeah, we're just talking on Georgia football. Now I know a lot of y'all follow me for my hip hop commentary and things of that nature, but I also got a playlist called Dawg Talk, and that's basically why I just talk about Georgia because I'm one of the biggest and most informative Georgia Bulldogs fans out there, right? And I just love the Dogs. That's my team. And like I was saying, we was talking about the game against Austin Peay. Well, I think offensively we looked really good. The offensive line looked dominant, but to me, it's taking some getting used to with playing without the fullback and running the ball out the power eye. You know what I'm saying? Because this Georgia football, that's our brand. I could tell that the coaching staff, they still got a commitment to run the football, but they running it more like a shotgun formation most of the time. I really hardly seen, either quarterback up under center. So I had to get used to that. And I got mixed emotions and mixed feelings about how I feel about us running the offense like that. We definitely got some maulers up front, man. But I do like the spin that they put on them when they had players like Cade May and Justin Schaefer. They brought them in the game kind of to play like an extra, like I don't even know, I'm going to call it the jumbo tight end package where they got Cade Mays and Justin Schaefer in the game wearing like a low number shirt, like a 42 or 44 or something. And then they let those guys, do some pulling, blocking and stuff like that to open up some bigger holes, for them backs we got. And the running backs, they looked good. Swift, he looked like he picked up a little more weight, But I guess, he realized that he gonna have to tote the load this year, because Michelle and Nick Chubb, they're gone. Holyfield, he looked good. I'm really impressed with the true freshman from Florida, James Cook. He looks really good. He looks good. Yeah, Cook's a beast. He is definitely a beast. The only thing about it, we all know about the penalty he got for targeting at the end of the game. So therefore, he got kicked out the game and he's gonna miss the first half of the South Carolina game. I really hate that. But basically, what they were saying is Miko Hartman is the starter at that spot on the punt coverage, but they took him out the game, so they were letting Cook get like some backup reps in that situation, and he didn't see the dude call a fair catch, and then he hit the dude or whatever. Oh yeah, who this George? Yeah, George. You say George says you got some serious football games coming up, you guys. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. LSU looked it damn good, man. They put that thing on Miami Hurricanes, man. But look, the thing about that, this is what y'all got to realize about the Miami Hurricanes. And it ain't even really about the Hurricane. It's about Mark Richt. That's the main reason we kicked him out of Georgia. It was too many times in the big game that Mark Richt and his coaching staff failed to get the guys ready for the big game. It was so many times when he was the coach of Georgia that, when it came time for the big game, we come out there, we just play flat. Get beat 41-10, 38-12. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't surprised to see Miami come out and just lay a big egg like that because That's just what Mark Richt do. Yeah. But you know what though, with the targeting thing, it was George. He said it's a sad. George say it's a sad thing they're throwing kids out of the game for targeting, making an honest play. But it's like this. This is what I feel like about the targeting penalty in college. I actually like it, and I think that's what the NFL should adopt. They should bring the college rule to the NFL instead of trying to. I think the rule they trying to put in place for the NFL is messing up the NFL brand of football. But the way the college does it is, if you launch with your helmet or hit somebody with the crown of your helmet like a defensive receiver, ball carrier, whoever, then a player overall. So then they're gonna toss you for the game, and get the penalty. I really don't got no problem with that, to be honest with you. I'm just glad he only suspended for a half of the game, but that's something that, he's just gonna have to learn. It's basically a freshman mistake. Dude say Georgia 49, Carolina 24. Okay, moving on, talking about the upcoming game we got coming up with Carolina, right? Man, hey, Carolina looks good. It's going to be a hostile crowd, enjoying Bryce Stadium. They going to be ready for the game, Will Muschamp go have them ready. And one thing I can say about Carolina, out of every team we played last year in the East, that was the only team that could match us kind of from a point of physicality. So I feel like South Carolina go bring a physical game to us, but we ready for that. But that's what we need to really test and see, if we ready, to do big things. So it's gonna be a big test for us. And Deebo Samuel, I ain't gonna lie, he scared me a little bit. If I was the defensive coordinator, if I was Mel Tucker, I would shadow Deebo with Dre Baker. I had DeAndre Baker playing him all over the field. But the fact that we got so many young, inexperienced DBs, I don't know if they ready for that kind of role. So they might just have to stick with, whatever the base defenses is and, whatever the coverage calls for. You know what I mean? But that's how I would defend it. But, I think they go try to go after the freshman. They go try to go after Tyson Campbell. But honestly, I think he's a star to make it. So he go get his big test. Extra loud say, he say the Gamecocks back this year. Okay. Hey, man, for real, man. Hey, dude say he been laughing about the Mark Richt thing when they hired Mark Richt out there in Miami. Yeah, man, that was I don't know, man. I don't know. I think after this year they might start a fire Mark Richt campaign in Miami. I don't know about 4 straight. They started out last year 9-0, 10-0. Had everybody hyped up, thinking they were about to do something. But they've been losing ever since, losing big too. But they pretty much what we got rid of. So I'm happy with our coach and our coaching style. I love Kirby Smart. If he was to run for president, I vote for him. Matter of fact, I'd be his vice president if he need me to be. You know what I'm saying? I love Kirby Smart and just the way he coaches. I love everything about it. I basically love the culture change, right? But I'm optimistic about this offensive change without the fullback. They got us running this, straight out the shotgun. I understand it's kind of like the evolution of college football with all the zone read plays. So I get it, But it's going to be kind of, hard as a Georgia fan to not see them run the toss sweep. You feel what I'm saying? That's like the bread and butter. We tell man, you got to run the toss sweep, man. But we'll see. We'll see. Well, maybe the jet sweep don't replace the toss sweep, because we all seen what Demetrius Robinson did with the jet sweep on his first touch as a Georgia Bulldog. He took it 72 yards for a touchdown, man. So, I'm excited about him. I'm excited about our entire wide receiving core, man. I honestly feel like we got the deepest and best wide receiving core in the nation. And don't at me. I said what I said. Hey, man. All deep, man. But okay, but the thing about it is like for the away games, when you travel, you can only travel with, let's say, I think like the limit of 70 players. So I'm interested to see what 70 travels to South Carolina next week, because the game we just played, it was a lot of people, played. It's a lot of guys got in the game, and I guess that's, kind of you can contribute that to the new red shirt rule, where you can play guys up to 4 games and they still be eligible for a red shirt. So, I like that rule too. That's another rule that I do like. And so it's gonna be interesting to see what 70 travels on that bus, you know what I mean? Because that's the 70 that, they feel the most. Those are your best players, put it like that. Let me check out a few more of these questions, comments. Yeah, I definitely agree with you with the name like Tyson Campbell. He has to be good. That's a football name, definitely. Yeah, definitely, man. Um, yeah, I love what I see from Tyson Campbell, but we go get tested a little more. You know what I mean? As far as with Jake Bentley, the quarterback from South Carolina, he's good. I feel like he's one of the better quarterbacks in the SEC. It's probably about 5 good quarterbacks in the SEC, and there's Tua from Alabama's good. Jake Fromm's good. Drew Locks is good. Jake Bentley from Carolina, he's good. And the dude from Auburn, Stidham, he's good. That's about all I can vouch for as far as quarterbacks in the SEC. Those are the good ones. Everybody, all the rest of the quarterback, the verdict is pretty much still out on them. Also, we're going to throw Justin Fields in there, too. He's good. Jalen Hurts from Alabama, good, too. So, Georgia and Alabama both got 2 good quarterbacks. Now, how they handle the situations, that's all up on the coaching staff and how they choose to go about doing things, And as you can tell by Nick Saban, he is really getting frustrated by the media and people keep asking him about the quarterback situation. So, that brings me to my next topic, which was, did y'all see the post-game press conference when the reporter on the black girl, Maria Taylor, basically asked Coach Saban, about his quarterback situation. I can't remember the exact words, how she formulated the question, but she asked him the question, and then he pretty much got mad and he blew up. I was like, this dude tripping, man. So how y'all feel about that? Because I seen some people on Facebook, it was a lot of different opinions about that topic. You had some people feeling like, he's a jerk, he's an asshole, for blowing up at a girl like that. There's other people feeling like she asked a dumb question, or he just tired of people asking him the question. But this is my thing about that. I understand as a coach, you don't want to just give your game plan out to the media, because if you give your game plan out to the media, whatever, the next team gonna know what you're doing, or you don't want to. The quarterback situation is delicate, so they be trying to straddle the fence because they be trying to stroke the egos of both players, Tua and Hurts. But everybody know Tua is the better quarterback, so Nick Saban, he could just end all of them, be like, Tua's our quarterback, but Jalen Hurts is just as good, so, we gonna play him too. And that's that, You don't got to keep trying to hide and, run from the questions. As long as you do that, they gonna keep asking you. You know what I mean? But like I say, week 1 of college football overall, I watched a lot of football Saturday. I was disappointed in what I seen from Texas. I thought Texas was going to be better, but they wasn't. They got beat again by Maryland in the opener. Like that, that's back-to-back years. The Auburn game, when Auburn beat Washington, I believe that pretty much just killed the whole Pac-12 chances of getting a team into the playoff, because Washington was like their best bet, and I'm pretty sure everybody else go beat up each other in that conference. So I don't see the Pac-12 being able to get no playoff berth this year. So I think they did for the second year in a row on that tilt. But Auburn looked good for us in the front 7. Stidham, he looks good. So, they both of those teams, though, they was trying their best to lose the game. Like special team wise, Auburn struggled last year, and I see a repeat in that. I don't think Auburn is sound in their kicking game. Uh, Ohio State, they looked pretty good. They scored 77, but they still gave up 31, So, we'll have to see about that. Alabama looked real good. They really looked better, and really, they could be scary because if you think of Alabama over the whole run of their dynasty, they never really had an elite quarterback. All the Alabama quarterbacks been basically game managers because they just been more talented than all the other teams they play. So they just need a quarterback not to screw it up, because they go basically play defense and run the ball. You know what I'm saying? And they go just be bigger and better than them, more faster and more talented than the opponent. But now you got teams like Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State, some of these kind of schools who got just as much talent as Alabama in terms of blue chip recruit 4- and 5-star players, right? So now I guess Nick Saban will realize, man, we got to get better at the quarterback position. And I think they get better with Tua. I think Tua is a better quarterback option than Jalen Hurts. But the flip side of that, because it's always a good and a bad, a pro and a con. With that, I honestly believe that Jalen Hurts is a better game manager, and he doesn't turn the ball over as much as Tua does. I think Tua, if he plays exclusively like 80, 90% of the snap this year, he's going to have, I think Jalen Hurts maybe had 3 turnovers last year, 2 interceptions in the form. I think Tua at least doubles that, so that could be problematic when playing any big games against teams, just as good as you. You turn that ball over, it hurts you. Just like last year in the championship game when he threw the interception against Georgia, that should have hurt them and that should have put the game out of reach. But that's a whole nother time because the very next play, Jake Fromm turns the ball over. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of, let's speak about Jake Fromm, Justin Field, because on my channel, that's a topic that, I talk about and a lot of people tune into, they listen, they give feedback. They mostly disagree with me because I feel like Justin Field should be the man. I'm sorry, because all majority of people out there, they're like, well, Jake Fromm, he took us to the national championship game, and this and that. But this is what you got to realize about that. Jake Fromm, he is a great quarterback with no, stretch of the imagination. He's a really, really, really good quarterback, right? And he's good at a lot of different things. And he gets the offense in the right place. He's a great leader. He got all the intangibles. And he's a lab rat, man. He does a lot of film study. And he's the type of person that he can take what he learned in the film, he can translate that to the football field, right? So that's great. So his upside is through the roof, right? So, he does a lot of good things. But see, I'm from Georgia, and I've been watching Jake Fromm because of the classification he plays. I've been watching Jake Fromm for a while, and it's like he's great, but I feel like he's limited. If I'm saying it right, I feel like he's limited to certain things that he can do on the football field. So it's like when you play a team with just as much talent and they can match you from a physicality standpoint, and they can scheme against you, then, they can limit certain players, such as Jake Fromm. So I'm from the opinion that I think in order for Georgia to get over the hump, I think it's going to take for them to let Justin Fields play. You know what I mean? So that's where I stand. So, you know what I mean? So I'm just putting that out there. And the only reason I say that is because if you think about Alabama, any of the team that they pretty much lost to on the run, on this whole dynasty run they on, the only team that was able to beat Alabama was the teams with the dual threat quarterbacks. You know what I mean? So if I'm saying this the only way to beat this team, then I feel like if we got that kind of player, then at least in the Alabama game, I think we should play Justin Field. I think we should play Justin Field in every game leading up to the SEC championship against, Alabama. So let's say if Georgia and Alabama meet in the SEC championship game, I think we would need to play Fields a lot. Maybe not the whole game, but a lot in order to bring that extra element to help us beat Alabama. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like what I seen in game one with Justin Fields, it was like I was impressed, but it showed me that he got a lot of improving to do. So therefore, next week we need Jake Fromm driving the car. When we go to LSU, we need Jake Fromm driving the car. You know what I mean? But I think Justin Fields should get groomed in every game leading up to the big game. And the big game will be, of course, the SEC championship game because there's so much riding on that game. The SEC championship game is basically like college football quarterfinals because if you win that, you automatically go to the playoff. And that's a semifinal game. You know what I mean? So I just think Georgia need to basically do the two quarterback system all year. I think if they do that, I think that'd be a good thing opposed to some people feeling like trying to play two quarterbacks is a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. That's basically my whole point with that. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, about the Jake Fromm, Justin Fields situation. Let me check out some more of these comments over here. Okay. This dude, Joel, he agree with me. He said, you have Justin Fields. If you do what's right, you can win every game, but you won't, and you're going to lose a few. Yeah, I'm looking at that schedule, man. You know, when I first looked at the schedule, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I looked at the schedule a couple months, ago, and I looked at it. And, oh, man, we can be there. All these teams, we'll go 12-0. And the main reason I was looking at it like that because of the non-conference cupcakes we got. We got the non-conference schedule. We got 3 high school teams in Georgia Tech. You know what I mean? Then we got the SEC schedule. So when I looked at the SEC schedule, though, it's kind of tough, because like I said, we got some tough road games. We got at South Carolina next week. Then we got at LSU. We got at Missouri. And then we got Auburn at home. Then we got Florida, at the cocktail party or whatever, right? So I was like, shit. We got to be ready to play when you go on the road. And the fact that we got so many young players that have never really had to be in that situation, on the road, how would they handle adversity? You know what I'm saying? If they go down, make a couple of turnovers and Carolina, somebody jump up on them 14-0, how are they going to respond to the adversity? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm waiting to see, because when you see how your team responds to adversity, you know what kind of team you got. Like after the Notre Dame game last year, how we responded to the adversity, they let me and a lot of other people, including the players and the coach staff, know that we got something right here, because it was so many times in the Mark Richt era, we couldn't handle the adversity. Soon as stuff go bad, we just fold and crumble. You know what I mean? So, it's just interesting to see how it all go play out, because like last year, we pretty much blew everybody out with the exception of 1 or 2 teams, Auburn and Notre Dame. Everybody else, we just blew them out. So this year, I think we're going to have a lot more close games. Like those games that I mentioned, those road games, I think that they're going to be competitive. Even next week, I think we'll beat South Carolina. The line is 10. I think we need to cover the line, because if we stay within 1 score, then the fact that they the home team and the crowd and the upset factor, we'll be in trouble if it's a 1-score game. So I think we definitely need to try to beat them by 2 or 3 scores. So I think we will cover the line. I think we'll beat them something like I think they'll score about 16 points. So I think we'll beat them like 31-16 or 31-17. That's my prediction. But Carolina's definitely a good team. I'm not underestimating them, for real. So let me look at some more of these comments. Yeah, LSU is legit. And Earl asked me, is LSU legit? They legit, you know what I mean? Because this is what we got to realize about LSU. At the end of the day, the state of Louisiana, that's a real good recruiting hotbed. So they always have great players in the state of Louisiana. And the fact that LSU is a national brand, they are always able to go out and get other players nationally to come play for them. So they keep a good recruiting, and they always keep a good defense, right? So their whole problem for the last 4-5 years has been trying to find a quarterback and some cohesiveness offensively. So if they can figure that shit out offensively and find them a quarterback, LSU gonna be a problem, especially at home at night. Come on, man. Yeah. So LSU is legit. Let me see. He said, extra live saying, I'm donate 10% to the platform when Carolina win. Oh, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I just can't see it, man. I ain't gonna lie. Carolina beat us. Yeah, there would be an upset. You know, I'll be surprised. But I'm not underestimating Carolina. I think they got what it takes compared to all the other SEC East teams. I think Carolina is the closest team to Georgia. I don't think they quite there yet, but I think they're the closest team to Georgia. And we all know about college football. It ain't all about, how many 5 and 4 blue chip recruits you got. It's about that day, that game, and things happen within a game that you could lose. I remember I used to watch Georgia football so much, like I could tell the game we're gonna lose on Mark Richt. It was kind of like a pattern. I remember okay, we go to dropping passes, miss a field goal, poor clock management, things like that right there started happening. I know they're like, yeah, we finna lose this game. I already know this. So when we lose, I'm like, okay, it is, But Coach Kirby though, I can't lie, man. Kirby smart. He's a real legit coach, and I think he got what it takes as far as the X's and O's and the motivation factor to have us ready. For whoever we play. I'm confident of that. I feel like next week we gonna be ready. We definitely gonna be ready. And like week 1, we just Austin P, whoever those little dudes is, we just beat up on. I agree with Coach Smart. He said he don't feel like we played physical enough. And I agree. I don't feel like we played physical enough with them people. Like, I didn't really see it. We beat them, but we was expected to beat them. But the physicality standpoint, that's what we hung our hat on last year, and that's what got us to the national championship game. It was because anytime we line up on that field against any opponent, we were the more physical team, offensively and defensively, period. And that's what got us there. You know what I mean? So now, I don't know. I got to see. So South Carolina would be a test because I know they're a physical team. Reason more than comment. Yeah, LSU is legit. But yeah, man. I'm glad to see the tight ends got involved on week 1 because you remember last year the productivity of the tight ends went way down for Georgia. So I was glad to see a couple people get a couple catches like Isaac Nott. I think he even got a touchdown because him and Charlie Warner, man, they do a great job with blocking, pass protection, and even especially in the running game. They do some great blocking, man. So shout out to them guys, for able to get some catches. And I hope that pattern continues. And I think it will. I really do. The defense, I don't know, man. I'm still trying to figure out about these linebackers, man, because I seen a couple linebackers that flashed to me, but I don't really know about the inside linebackers. Outside linebackers, I like DeAndre Walker and Walter Grant a lot. Although DeAndre Walker, I seen him miss a couple tackles last game. And then I seen Adam Anderson, the boy out of Rome. He got it now. He made a couple big hits. And let's talk about D'Angelo Gibbs. He looked good to me. I seen him all over the field making plays everywhere. They was playing him in the star and at safety. So, yeah, man, I'm glad to see him back because we need as many reliable DBs as we can get, But one thing I can say about it is Coach Smart, he's did a good job of recruiting better defensive backs overall because those guys from last year that we went to the championship game with, they played good because they were some veterans. back to a guy like Dom Sanders, Malcolm Parrish, Aaron Davis. All those guys were veteran players, but they basically all came with the Mark Richt coaching staff, and then Kirby Smart and Mel Tucker just coached them up to play at the high clip they was playing at. But make no mistake about it, none of those guys were NFL caliber DBs. I think Aaron Davis went to the NFL on a free agent contract. I don't even know if he made any team, to be honest with you. But now the DBs that they got in the backfield, now they got some NFL caliber guys. Dre Baker, he go first round. Tyson Campbell, like he got potential to make it. D'Angelo Gibbs got potential. Richard LeCount got potential. All these are Kirby Smart guys that they brought in. So although the secondary is inexperienced, they definitely more talented than the past secondary that we had. What to say? I got to go, guys. Okay, man. All right, George, man. We'll talk to you later on. But yeah, man, that's about it, man. I ain't gonna go on and all day with my live. And actually, believe it or not, it's like one of my first time ever going live. Period. Definitely on Facebook. I don't even go live that much on social media, like Facebook, Instagram. I don't really do the live broadcast. But I decided to go live for the podcast just to, I guess get my feet wet with it. Straight up facts. Hey, man, straight up facts. I just got to hear what I missed. Well, we just been talking about a whole bunch of Georgia stuff, man. We talked about what we seen from game one. We talked about what to expect next week from Carolina. And we just talked about a whole bunch of Georgia Bulldog stuff, man. So if you're a Bulldog, welcome. Welcome to the show, man. This is a podcast. Like I was telling them, it's my first time going live on it. I usually do it, edit it, and then, post it. So this is my first time just going live with it, man. But like I said, I think the Dogs, we look good. We look good. We the number 3 team in America. I think Clemson look good, man. And honestly, that's another situation similar to Georgia. It's like Kelly Bryant, he's a senior. He took him to the playoffs last year. He's pretty good. But you got Trevor Lawrence, man. Trevor Lawrence, the dude he's A1, man. He legit. I mean, I watched him play at Carterville, man. And I knew once he hit Clemson, it was going to be hard to keep him on the bench. So I feel like by the time bowl season and the playoff and all that stuff come around, I think Kelly Bryant will be the second string. I think Trevor Lawrence will be the starting quarterback for the Clemson Tigers, man, because he got what it takes. He got the it factor. Everybody say Jay Fromm got the it factor. No, Trevor Lawrence got the it factor. I seen him play. That boy good. That boy good. Sergeant AR-10. What's up, man? Let me see. Yeah, I agree with Sergeant, man. The Florida Gators are not going undefeated. No way, no shape of the imagination. But I will say this. Dan Mullen will turn that program around. And they will, win about 8 games this year. I'm going to give them 9 games. They're going to go 9-3 and make it to a bowl. So they do got a potential to win 10 games. I think they'll win 9 games. Man, what's good, Sergeant? Hey, AR-10. Yeah, I'm just doing a live like I was saying, man. Just checking in. I agree with you. I don't think the Florida Gators are going to go undefeated. If they win 9 games, I think that's a good start for Dan Mullen. I think they got the talent still. And I think Dan Mullen, he's an underrated coach in the aspect of he one of those coaches that he can take less and get more out of him. I can't give him that much. He's good at that. And he's good at developing quarterbacks as well. But we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. But let's talk about Tennessee. Damn. Any Tennessee people in the building, man. The Vols, man, those guys suck, man. They sorry as shit. I already knew where Virginia was going to whoop their ass, but I didn't think they were going to beat them like that, man. That was just, man, that was sad. That was ugly. I think out of 12 games, Tennessee, I'm going to give Tennessee I'm gonna give them 5 wins this year. They gonna go 5-7, and that's a stretch right there. I'm gonna give y'all 5 games, man. And a lot of them people from Tennessee were mad when the hometown kid Cade Mays came to Georgia. Can you blame him? If you the best, let me ask you a question. If you the best player in the state of Tennessee, and you from Knoxville or whatever, and you a 5-star recruit, you got offers from everywhere, would you go to Tennessee or would you go to Georgia? Come on, man. That may come and say that man not finna go down there and play with y'all, man. Once y'all get y'all shit together and start back winning, then you can start back getting the best players in your state. But until then, them boys going elsewhere. You know, that's just what it is. That's the reality of it. But yeah, man. Let me check out some more of these. Cole Pruitt definitely got work to do. Tennessee, man. I'm gonna tell y'all my sleeper in the SEC this year. Everybody is real big on Mississippi State, right? And then the fact that LSU beat up on Miami last night, everybody probably jump on that bandwagon. But I'm telling you now, y'all got to watch Jimbo Fisher down there in Texas A&M. Jimbo Fisher is a legit coach, man. It's when it comes down to turning the program around and get it to play and contend for championships. That's why they paid him a lot of money, man. So I think people need to keep their eye on Texas A&M for real. That's my sleeper team in the West. My sleeper team in the East is really not a sleeper team. I like the Bulldogs, and the number 2 team, I'm gonna have to go with Carolina. If I had to throw a sleeper team, I would say Missouri maybe, because I really do like Drew Lock. I think he's a first-round NFL draft pick coming up this year. So I'm gonna say Missouri would be my sleeper team in the East. What do y'all? Let me see. What you say? Well, let's talk about Heisman odds. What do y'all think about the DeAndre Swift? Do you think he got any chance of making it, you know what I mean, in the Heisman Trophy consideration towards the end of the year? What y'all think about that? And who do y'all think, what players y'all think could, contend for the Heisman Trophy this year? Me personally, like I said, I like Swift at Georgia. I think Tua from Alabama, he gonna be a real good candidate. And Bryce Love from Stanford, he's another guy that you got to throw in there. I don't know, man. And I'm gonna give Drew Lock a dark horse. He's my dark horse, Drew Lock. I really like Drew Lock. I'm scared of Drew Lock, to be honest. But I don't think they got what it takes to beat us. But I seen last year what he did to our defense. Man, they lit us up the first half. Good God almighty. They were bombs over Baghdad. Drew Lock be slanging that thing, man. I agree. Yeah, he said, I'm worried about Missouri. You better be worried about Missouri. He said, Ohio State gonna sweep through everybody on the low. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you what, man. One thing about the Big Ten, people can say what they want to say about the Big Ten. From top to bottom, I think from a standpoint of parity and just competition wise, I think the Big Ten is the best conference in that regard. Meaning they got a lot of good teams. So therefore, when they play each other, the quality of the opponent be pretty good, opposed to the SEC where you only got maybe 4 good teams out of 14. So I kind of say, so why I say all that to say, I think the Big Ten is going to beat up on each other, and I could see Ohio State losing the game. Which game they lose, I don't really know. But they got to be worried about Wisconsin too now. Wisconsin. Yeah, Wisconsin still look pretty good, because the thing about Wisconsin, they got their entire offensive line coming back. And they got a great power running game. They always have had, you know what I mean? So, and they coach pretty well. So I like Wisconsin over there in the Big Ten. Michigan, I think it's another 8 or 9 win season. They're gonna put Harbaugh ass on the hot seat because he gonna lose to Michigan State again. and then Ohio State go spank them again, and they gonna be like, man, why are we paying you all this money, bro? If you can't beat neither one of our biggest rivals, so they gonna get rid of him after this year, I think. What else? He said, I'm not going to disrespect Tennessee. Man, Tennessee disrespected their damn self, man. Tennessee is trash, man. I'm sorry. Them folks trash. Right now, Tennessee and Vanderbilt, they basically compete to see who is the worst team in the league, man. But we all know Vanderbilt is like a smart school, academic school. They ain't really all into the football. They try, but they just ain't good enough. They play in the best conference. You know what I mean? They can't recruit against those kind of people, But I think this is what I think Vanderbilt should do, because we all know they're such a academic and scholastic university. I think they should start trying to recruit the same players, go after the players that Stanford go after, and go after the players that Notre Dame go after. Go after those kind of players. You know what I'm saying? And I think they could get the kind of players and students that they want on the university. But for right now, though, they some trash. They some straight up trash, man. Let me check the comments. He said Clemson is going to crush Texas A&M. I don't know, man. That game right there gonna say a lot, man. That's gonna say a lot. And the reason I say I don't know if they go crush A&M is because Dabo Swinney comes from the ACC, and not Dabo, Jimbo Fisher comes from the ACC, and he used to playing against Dabo Swinney. He used to playing against Clemson, so he's gonna know how to game plan against Clemson, because he already, he know what it takes to beat them, because he come from Florida State. So he used to playing against them. So I think it's all about who's at home. I got to find out, do you know who's at home on that game? The Clemson and A&M game? Because I think whoever at home will have a big edge. Now, if they in Clemson, I can see Clemson winning big. But if they in A&M, that 12th man, I'm telling you, A&M going to try to pull the upset. Yeah. You can talk about Wisconsin. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited that college football is back, man. Shout out to everybody that, tuning into my live. It ain't many of us. We were a small community, so the brotherhood is real deep, you know what I mean? So I got major love for y'all that's tuning in, man. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to the SEC. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think the SEC will get 2 teams into the playoff this year. Yeah, because I think it's a few teams in the West, Auburn included. Auburn got a leg up on everybody because they got the best win so far. They got a top 10 win. You got Auburn. But then again, LSU got a top 10 win too, because they just beat Miami. But I think the voters will realize that Miami was never a top 10 team. They were overrated coming out the gate. I don't think Washington was overrated, but I just think Auburn was the better team. I think Miami would fall from number 8 to probably, they're going to put Miami by number 21. they gonna fall hard, man. They gonna barely stay in the top 25, man. Miami gonna fall. LSU go up in the rankings, of course. Auburn might go up in the rankings. Yeah, they will go up in the rankings as well. But I think it's right now, the rankings are kind of irrelevant at this point of the season, man, because it's only one really ranking that matters. That's the college football playoff ranking that comes out like week 8 or week 9. So that's that's a long way down the line. What y'all think about Notre Dame? You think Notre Dame gonna do something? Beat up on Michigan, And they got those stipulations for Notre Dame. Now Notre Dame win 10 games, 11 games, they automatically in there. Georgia play Notre Dame next year. I can't wait for that one too. And then we just got I think we just got Oregon on. We open up against Oregon like 2025. I seen something like that. Okay, let's just talk about the Dawg for a minute, man. Like freshmen that flashed just at the first game. I think Tyson Campbell got the star. He was the only true freshman star for us. James Cook, he flashed. He looked good. Adam Anderson, he flashed at outside linebacker. Who else? I seen Cade Mays out there on that offensive line, man, serving up pancakes, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Cade Mays, man, he might be my favorite white boy right now, man. I think he got a bright future at Georgia. I see him out there serving up some pancake blocks. I seen Otis Reese too. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I think Otis Reese, he gonna have to at some point in the season, they gonna have to put him in the starting lineup, man. Cause he good. He remind me of Thomas Davis out there, real big safety, about 6'2", 210, 215 out there laying that hat. I love his what he brings to the defense. I think he'll be starting by week 5. Once he learn the defense, learn the scheme, he gonna be starting. I'm telling you, heard it here first. Otis Reese is a beast. Yeah, man. He said, I hate Notre Dame. I ain't gonna lie, man. I hate Notre Dame too, man. But Notre Dame is like, they got so much seniority within college football. Like right now, Alabama got the most seniority, but from a traditional standpoint, Notre Dame is right up there with them. Just for all, all the stuff they did back in the day, it still hold weight with the college football because they are powerful independent. So it's like they do not play a conference schedule. So they schedule any and everybody from all over. And if you actually look at their schedule year in and year out, they got one of the toughest schedules every year, man. Because they'll play anybody. They don't care. They will play anybody. So I respect Notre Dame for that, the fact that they'll schedule anybody. We got a prediction. So Florida go beat Kentucky 42-20. You got LaTroy Johnson. He checking in. Carolina. He said Carolina. Say he about to whoop up on us this weekend. My nigga, I'm going to tell you something. I got to see it to believe it. I'm not going to take your word for it. I promise you. I'm not going to take your word for it. I got to see that. But I will say that I'm scared of Deebo Samuel. I'm scared of Deebo. I think Deebo is a matchup problem, man. I ain't gonna lie. He'll matchup problem for our DBs. So like I told him earlier, if I was the defensive coordinator, I would shadow Deebo Samuels with DeAndre Baker. That's our best cornerback by far. Everybody else basically new. So I would shadow him with him and make him earn it. But then again, the other dude on the other side, Edwards, I think is his name, the number 89 dude. He pretty good too. So either way, yeah, George gonna get that work. So shout out for the South Carolina for making it get that work this week right now. We finna see what our defensive secondary is all about real quick. But guess what though? At the end of the day, Kakalaki, you and I both know we've been running that ball down y'all throat for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years, man. So it's gonna be more of the same Saturday. If you can't start the run, we gonna beat you to death. It's just what go down. Ain't no sense of sugarcoating it. Hey, man. But like I said, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the game this Saturday. I got a lot of respect for Carolina. A lot of respect for them, man. I'm just so glad that college football is back, man. Man, it's been hard waiting for it to get back, but now that it's back, I'm very grateful. I'm very happy. And if y'all tuning in, make sure you hit that sub button, man. Give me a thumbs up, like the video for me, whatever. We about 49 minutes in. I'm gonna try to stay up on an hour. So, any more questions, y'all let me know. I can answer some of those. Because I'm about getting ready to wrap it up. We got a prediction up here. Clemson 34, Texas A&M 19. That sounds pretty accurate, depending on who you ask. You say Georgia 49, South Carolina less than that. I agree. 49-19. We're gonna beat them by 30. We're gonna put 30 up on Carolina. But hey, man, shout out to everybody out there, man. I'm finna get ready to sign off this live. Go Dogs. If you this your first time tuning in to me, go on my channel. It's a mostly hip hop channel, but I do analysis and commentary on the Bulldogs and college football. I got a playlist called Dawg Talk, so you can go on my channel and check that playlist out. I got a lot of videos, talking about the Georgia Bulldogs and just college in general. Y'all check me out, man. But that's about it, man. I can get ready to end this stream. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Y'all are my A1s from day one, for real. It's my first time going live. So, George, you my A1. Latroy Jones from Carolina, you my A1. Sergeant AR10, y'all my A1s, man. I'm about to sign off. But before I do, man, go Dogs.